If you're trying to decide if the Horigen E4 wearable breast pump is for you, then stick around, as in my Horigen E4 review, I am going to go through the features, the pros, as well as some things that I think you might want to consider before making your purchase. So let's start with the design. The Horigen E4 is a wearable, a breast pump. It is hands-free and a closed system. It comes with this slim fit. So instead of having your semicircular that some wearable breast pumps come, this has a nice slim fit. That said, it does make it a little bit longer in length than other wearable breast pumps that you might come across. That said, I think it is still very discreet. You also don't have the motor sitting on top because it's the all-in-one unit. So it is still a discreet wearable breast pump. You can do single or double pumping. It also comes with minimal parts. If I was to pull this apart, you can see that there are just 5 components to this pump, making it really easy for putting together as well as cleaning. So again, a nice big plus for me. It comes with a pump to bottle design. So I should have left this apart. This pump to bottle design is fantastic, as you can take your storage lid that is provided and, oops, if I make that look a bit easier, you can simply add the lid when you're done pumping and that is ready to store. It also comes with this adapter where you can also add your nipple and use your bottle straight away for feeding. So I do really like that. Another really big bonus is that this comes with an app. So it's app integrated via Bluetooth. You can, through the app, control your pump. It comes with the timer in the app as well as all your tracking features. So I really do think for a pump in this price range, having an app is a huge plus. So let's get down to a bit more of the nitty-gritty with this pump and look some more at these features. I'll just pop that back together. You can see that it is very easy to assemble. In terms of suction, so this is up to 250 millimeters of mercury. It is not the most powerful wearable pump on the market, but it's still definitely sufficient. It's great for those that are looking for a gentle pumping experience. You have 9 different suction levels, so you can really tailor that vacuum and the suction strength to your comfort levels. It comes with 3 modes. So there is the stimulation, which is your short vacuums that are to help initiate your letdown. You then have your longer drawn out expression mode, where the suctions are longer drawn out for drawing out your breast milk. And then it has a third 2-in-1 mode, which is 5 of your faster suctions followed by 5 of your slower suctions. Again, having that third mode I really do love, as it gives you a lot of control over your pumping settings, so you can find one that really works best for you. So if I was to swap that around, sorry, I'll make sure it's on the right. You can see your massage or your stimulation mode, your expression, and then the 2-in-1 mode. You can easily adjust your pump suction levels. There's also a pause button. You can see your battery life. The one thing I will say though, which I would love to see, but it's not, is that there is no inbuilt timer. If you use your pump with your app, there is a timer through the app, but on the pump itself, there is no inbuilt timer. I do love though that you have a really nice, easy to read LED screen. Let's talk about the flanges. So the flange, I'll pull it off because it's a bit easier. The flange is a super soft silicone. I love that it is really soft. I feel like that adds to the comfort. You'll also see that you have this second seal or cushion. So that is to help get a better fit for maintaining your suction levels, as well as provide that bit of extra cushioning. The flange comes in a 25 millimeter diameter, so that section here. And there are also 3 sized smaller flange inserts. You have a 21, a 17 and a 15 millimeter flange insert. So there is no 19 that came with it, but you do get the bonus of a 15 millimeter, which I think is great, especially for those that have a really small nipple size. So to use your flange insert, you simply insert that in and it will reduce the diameter of your flange tunnel. Now, speaking of flange tunnels, one thing I don't feel like this is a good fit for is if you have elastic nipples. So you can see here that it is quite a short tunnel. If you have elastic nipples, you are really looking for a pump that has the longer tunnel on it. That said, I do like the flange. I think it's very comfortable. You've got the flexibility with the additional flange inserts provided. Should point out too, they also have a handy nipple diameter measurement tool, and it does go through and tell you about the different sizings. So that is quite a handy little feature as well. In terms of battery life, so this is up to 120 minutes of runtime. So that's around 5 to 6 pumping sessions. It takes 2 hours to recharge and is rechargeable via USB. One thing I didn't point out, sorry, with the flange, but it is actually a really nice feature, is that the angle of your flange tunnel is 105 degrees versus your standard 90. So when it sits on your breast, instead of going straight in, it's a slight angle. Now this is to mimic the positioning of your baby's mouth and help with comfort and flow. So sorry, I should have mentioned that when I was talking flanges, but nevertheless, battery. So as I said, it's 120 minutes of runtime, 2 hours recharge. In terms of noise, I'll turn this up. Now that's the noise on the highest setting. If I turn it right down, you can see if I'm talking that this is quite quiet. It's under 50 decibels. So with a little bit of background noise, it's pretty discreet. In complete silence, you will hear it, but that is pretty standard with a wearable breast pump. All right, so let's talk about cleaning. I mentioned that it is few parts, which again, I really do love from a cleaning perspective. You only need to clean the parts that have come in contact with your breast milk. So there is 5 parts that need to be cleaned. It is dishwasher safe for the top shelf. Again, that's a plus for me. It makes just cleaning it a little bit easier. However, you cannot steam or microwave sterilize this, so that it needs to be boiled. Other than that, the only other thing I think to consider is spare parts. Now, most of these are readily accessible. The only one that I struggled to find was spare bottles. Not to say they're not available, it's just at this time I could not find them. Other than that, I think this is a great pump. I wouldn't use this as your main pump if you are full-time pumping. But that said, I probably wouldn't use or recommend a wearable breast pump as your full-time pump anyway. As a part-time or occasional pump, I think this is a great option.